like a wall at like 3:30. I'm just like, I just want to go like take like a 2-hour nap, maybe. Say, we really haven't had a question about what was his agenda with the laptop.
No, and we haven't had pricing really.
Yeah. Although we've kind of like interfered.
Yeah.
And said, hey, like, why do you? You thought.
Yes. Also, did anyone start this camera yet?
I don't think so. It's supposed to be probably red light on.
Yeah, he just came in. It's on.
Yeah, it is.
Xavier just.
I didn't even think about it.
In my chest, like I just feel like someone's sitting on it.
Yeah. Take some NyQuil. Take some Robitussin. Curl up with a puppy.
Yeah.
I love being sick with my dog. It's like, get over here.
Come in.
Come in.
Hi,
Hi.
Hi.
it's nice to meet you. Name's Nick.
Nick. Jacob. Nikki.
Nicole.
How you doing today?
Good, are you?
Good.
You guys got any big exciting plans for the weekend?
Not much, man. Probably a lot of lounging.
Yeah,
A lot of
I
lounging,
figured
a lot of catching up on life.
that. With being so close to the mountain ranges, do you guys go hiking a lot?
Not as much as we'd like to. We get to see it more or less. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time today. I do want to go over a few things. First, I just want to learn more about Camp Chef and its day-to-day processes. And then also I want to introduce you to our product called Run. Before we get started, is there anybody else that's involved in payroll that should be in on this meeting?
No, just us.
Just us.
All right, sounds good. So first thing I want to ask, who is your current payroll provider?
Pay through us.
Okay. And with Pay Through Us, how often are you guys paying your employees?
Bi-weekly.
Go ahead.
Bi-weekly.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
And can you tell me a little bit more about your current payroll process?
You want me to go? So our payroll process is, I would say, pretty self-explanatory. Everyone gets paid bi-weekly. We are web-based, so we don't have to do anything as far as like timesheets, clocking in and out. They are kind of on their own as far as how they deal with that situation, just to make sure that it is. So they would get a customer profile and then go web-based with us. We use a local company. Obviously, she said Pay Through Us. We like that aspect that they're local, in the aspect that if something happens, we're able to get someone out there or at least talk to someone or see someone's face visually as far as fixing their problem. So.
Yeah, completely understandable. And would you say that's a lengthy process, or is it pretty simple?
We haven't had too many issues arise, but since we're growing as a company and getting larger, we're having to try to keep up with that demand. So sometimes it can kind of get pushed to the side in the fact that obviously payroll is the most important thing. So we want it to be as efficient as possible.
Understandable. And how many employees do you currently have?
About 45.
Okay. And you guys did say you are looking to grow. That's good. Have you ever?
We are growing, I guess, is what
Oh.
we're saying. We're not looking, we are actually growing. So that's why we're trying to keep up with that demand.
Completely understandable. And have you ever had any issues with your employees being paid on time?
We have in the past. I'm not saying it's a reoccurring instance, but it's one of those things that does come up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those things we have to deal with. That's not always the nicest thing to have to deal with. So.
Yeah. Could you possibly go into a little bit more detail? Was it just because the service, or was it something that you guys?
It was a service issue.
Okay.
Also, too, it was kind of miscommunication on our part, to where we're not probably getting out as much. I mean, we're not getting the information in. They aren't getting the information processed. It's kind of miscommunication on our part. So.
It's a
Lengthy
process for us, and we're busy trying to grow our business. So I mean, I'm not saying that we're forgetting to do stuff, but if we're a little bit late, it delays everything. So which affects our employees because they won't be paid on time.
Yeah, I would be too.
So I mean, we want something that might be a little bit faster and not as time consuming.
Okay. So if you guys weren't completely aware of what ADP is, does stand for automatic data processing, but that ties into what we do. So we do have our payroll, but we also have human resources. So we kind of call it a human capital management service, kind of a lengthy name, but basically we are more than just a payroll. We also can help your HR department if you guys are interested. So the product that I would like to talk to you guys about is called Run, and it has a mobile and an online platform, so it's easily accessible to both of you and your employees. With the Go Mobile, employees can actually clock in and clock out, so if they spend a lot of time outside of the office, then you're not having to worry about, you know, correcting timesheets and all of that. I know that can be pretty strenuous if
No, what if I have like, if they're able to do it from their phone and I have employees, like how do I know, because sometimes we're not in the office, how do I know like an actual employee, if they're able to clock in from their phone, that they're there, they're physically there in the office?
Or they're working.
Or they're working.
Yeah, I guess that would partially just be with the expectations of your employee. If you know that someone's going to be out on a sales call, it would make sense for them.
Okay.
I'm sure with smaller numbers, right now it'd be easier to track, but as the company grows, it can be hard to track employees regardless.
Yeah.
You'd hope that your employees would be honest with you, but I could definitely understand your concern on
Okay.
that front.
No,
Okay.
awesome.
Is there any way you could give us peace of mind on that, or is it more or less us? It's just a reoccurring issue, I think, across the board with a lot of people, or do you see a lot of people asking those questions? That's kind of what we're trying to get at. Like, are you able to solve that for us? Because that is a problem. Say we don't know that they're not getting it, or they're not clocking in at the right time. For us to kind of police that without us being there and making sure it's correct is kind of one of our main concerns.
I just didn't know if there was like with doing it from your phone, if there's something that like
Yeah.
shows where they're at or.
And if you can't answer that, I mean,
No,
that's fine.
yeah,
Don't
you
feel
can,
out.
no,
Yeah.
don't feel.
Well, I could definitely do some more research
Okay.
into that
okay.
for
yeah.
you.
Awesome.
But I do know that you guys can manage it just as well
Yeah.
as the employees
Okay.
have access. So there's two different fronts on that. But yeah, I can definitely look into that and get back to you
That'd
with
be
more
great. Thank you.
information. So part of the payroll process, and I don't know how much you guys pay attention to this or how much you're involved with your current payroll provider, but a lot of things that we see companies have issue is with tax and compliance.
Yeah.
So it's one thing to get your employees paid on time, but it's another thing to make sure that with the payroll, you're getting the right benefit deductions, you're making sure everything is tax compliant, so that way you're not losing out on fees. I'm sure everybody would like to
And you
not.
guys handle that more or less.
Yes, it's automatically solved for you. That's actually what we try to do is make the payroll process streamlined, so that way you guys don't have to focus on it as much, but you still have the ability to monitor and
Okay.
take control if you
Cool.
like.
Very cool.
With that being said, is there any questions or concerns that you guys have?
No.
I guess I have one.